Peliqan has a built-in federated query engine, and that's what we'll talk about in this video. As you know, in Peliqan, you can write your own SQL queries. For example, this query combines data from different sources in the data warehouse, such as Pipedrive and Odoo. This query is executed directly on the data warehouse. However, in this example, I also have a SQL Server connected to Peliqan that is not replicated into the data warehouse. So, we have some data in the data warehouse and some other data that is only available in that SQL Server, which is external to Peliqan. Thanks to the federated query engine, we can still write queries that combine data from these two different databases. Let me show you an example. I have a query here. I'll open it. This query combines data from Pipedrive organizations, which are in the data warehouse, and a table called Customers, which lives on the SQL Server under the DBO schema. This query can be executed across those servers because we have a built-in federated query engine called Trino, also sometimes referred to as Presto. I've enabled Run Query on Trino engine, which allows me to run this query across those systems. The query is now being executed, and we can see the results. You can also see the status of your running queries here. If I go to Trino Queries, you'll see the query that was executed on Trino and how long it took to run. In this case, I've used short names for my tables, and Trino was able to resolve them. However, if you have multiple tables with the same name, you can also use fully qualified table names. For example, if I go to Customers and select Show Details, it will display the fully qualified Trino table name that you can always use in your Trino queries to avoid naming conflicts. Similar to normal queries in Peliqan, you can also use Trino queries that reference other Trino queries in Peliqan. However, you cannot combine normal queries with Trino queries. So when you write a Trino query that references another query, you need to make sure that the referenced query is also running on Trino by enabling the Run Query on Trino option. You can also see in the left pane that the query is running on Trino, indicated by the extra T icon. And that's how you can use Peliqan's federated query engine to query data across different systems, even when some of that data lives outside the data warehouse. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.